The Prime Initiative.
All right, this is obviously not breaking news. This actually happened a while ago, but they've been wanting me to make a video out of this. Now, again, legacy media has a tendency to just blow everything up, right? To their favor. I think the majority of people can have that understanding, and the majority of the populace obviously already knows that. And if you live in Los Angeles or live in California, you know for a fact that's true, right? Now, they're captioning this as gladiator fights. Now, wait a minute. Look, these juveniles here were obviously in juvenile hall, right? And they were fighting while the probation officers just stood there and watched. Now, I kind of have mixed feelings about that because should they be doing that? Absolutely not. Obviously, they're in juvenile hall for a reason, and probation officers supposed to, do their fucking job, right? But in talking to the majority of particular probation officers that have worked with these individuals, Los Angeles County probation is shit. It's been happening for some time. You think Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is bad? Look at the probation. The reason why not too many people know about this is simply because, again, going back to our previous conversations, they can't speak up. They can't say anything, right? That's a common thing. Deputies can't say anything. Police officers can't say anything. Any type of first responder can't say anything. Probation officers can't say anything. So their hands are tied, right? Is this an excuse to do certain things like this? No, but this has been going on for some time. And in speaking to the probation officers that have worked with these individuals, they clearly stated that no, they don't definitely condone this type of behavior, but at the same time, they've been feeling defeated for quite some time. The level of corruption and nonsense that's happening in the probation department is through the roof. Los Angeles has just become nothing but a fucking dumpster fire, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter where you look at fucking fire department, you look at LAPD, LASD, probation, doesn't matter. It's all shit right now. And who's paying for it? The first responders, the people that work there, right? They can't say anything. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Now, the reason why I have mixed feelings about this is because, I used to do this as a kid. I don't know, man. I was born and raised in the 80s. We went outside, we boxed it out. I don't know. We had a great time. So, should kids be doing this? No, because you could get seriously hurt, right? But then again, it is what it is. So let's take a look at this spin on what is happening here by KCAL News here, I guess, or CBS News, whatever. It's all legacy media shit as it is, right? Let's take a look.
If you abuse your power, we'll hold you accountable.
Whoa, wait a minute. Is that the Attorney General? If you abuse your power, you'll be held accountable. Really? Does that go for all of the other particular people in power in Los Angeles County?
If you abuse your power and break the law, we will hold you accountable.
Right.
And breaking news,
right.
30 probation officers facing criminal charges stemming from a months-long investigation into the troubled Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall.
And assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk now. Mike, you have covered this story extensively. Now, these charges stem from a fight that you told us about a few years ago.
Yeah, you remember that whole fight was caught on camera, and what it shows is what the attorney
I like how that person in the background is pretending like they're doing something.
General calls a gladiator-style fight where one kid comes in after another and beats up on another kid, all while guards stand around and watch. I want to show you the video obtained by the LA Times. We'll show it to you again here.
Oh, what's
Just
up?
watch as each kid comes through the door and fights with
sus.
one of the kids standing in the middle. You see the guards in the blue and tan pants standing around. Well, this leaked video is what got the Attorney General's attention, and when they looked into it more, they figured out this was not an isolated incident. The Attorney General says between July 1st and December 31st of 2023, there were 69 of those gladiator-style fights, according to the Attorney General. He says between 143 youth that were in the care of that facility between the ages of 12 and 18 years old. 69 fights in just 6 months. The Attorney General has...
Those are rookie numbers. You ask anybody in that works in custody. That's I'll just leave it at that.
Charged 30 probation officers in connection with it. Various charges like child neglect, child abuse, child endangerment, various things like that. Today, he spoke out about how all of this went down.
Watching the video, the officers look more like referees or audience members at a prize fight, not adults charged with the care and supervision of young people. The officers don't step in, don't intervene, and don't protect their charges.
And we did reach out to the probation department for
Okay.
a statement. They said in part, quote, while these incidents are deeply troubling, we believe this marks an important step toward rebuilding trust and reinforcing our commitment to the meaningful changes we are proposing in our juvenile facilities.
Well, that's a little horseshit because I know for a fact that the probation department is going to shit. And that's an empty statement right there. And talking to probation officers, they've been getting neglected like a motherfucker and they've been treated like shit. And that all trickles down to even the people that are incarcerated there, like the juveniles, right? So this whole thing, now that everything's been exposed, now all of a sudden they want to do something, right? Right? Kind of seems like a growing trend, right? You get exposed for something, all of a sudden you want to do something. Right, Sheriff Pinocchio? I know you're watching.
That statement goes on to say that it was their investigation that alerted the Attorney General's office and then prompted the Attorney General's office investigation, saying they have been complying the entire time. Pat, I also want to point out the Board of State Corrections Facilities has still deemed Los Padrinos not suitable to house youths. That has been ongoing since late last year. I just checked in with that state agency. They tell me that remains the case tonight.
Well, we hope they make some changes there. Thanks.
Hope make some changes there. Well, there you go, guys. That's obviously going to be a giant impact with all of Los Angeles County gladiator-style fights, huh? Well, it sounds like a good time to me, but obviously it's not for kids. Those guys are more than likely trying to get their wiggles out in certain ways, but for the CEOs there to be just watching and everything, I mean, yeah, that's not cool, man. Anyway, I'm pretty sure all of you have something to say about it. Things are finally being exposed in the Los Angeles County Probation Department, and we're actually going to take a deep dive into that as well. All right, guys? Stay safe out there.
The Prime Initiative.